Just about everyone loves fruit, but there are some fruits people love more than others. Patrick will present about fruit that is loved and a fruit that gets no respect at all. Before Patrick presents, he wants to give a disclaimer that he apologizes ahead of time if he inadvertently offends anyone or says something in bad taste. He is only trying to be real and present the facts. The fruit that gets no respect. Please welcome Patrick McGinty.
Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, welcome guests. The apple, the state fruit of Washington. Do you realize that the average American eats 65 apples per year, or about 16 pounds worth of apples? Americans love apples. Great reputation. Nothing's more American than apple pie. We all remember when we were young the story of Johnny Appleseed. A person can be the apple of your eye. And we all know that an apple a day keeps the doctor away. Apples, a lot of love for the apples. Great reputation. The orange. Gives me the warm fuzzies. When I think of oranges, I think of the sun. Florida, sunshine, warmth, happiness. Do you realize that the average American eats 20 oranges a year? Or about 12 pounds worth of oranges. Not only that, on average, an American drinks about 10 gallons of orange juice. That's a lot of OJ. And oranges are really good for your immunity and for your skin. And there's nothing like an orange when you're sick or after a long road race. Americans have a lot of love for oranges. Great reputation. The banana, my favorite. Do you realize that 96% of American households buy bananas every month? And that the average American eats 84 bananas in a year, or about 28 pounds of bananas. And bananas are great for your digestive system, and supposedly bananas make you smarter. And there's nothing wrong with being called the big banana. Bananas have a lot of love, a lot of great reputation, bananas. But fellow Toastmasters, I'm not here to talk to you today about fruit that has great respect and a great reputation like the apple, the orange, or the banana. Oh no. I'm here today to talk to you about a fruit that has a terrible reputation. A fruit that gets no respect. The Rodney Dangerfield of fruit. And what fruit is that? The prune. That's right, the prune. I recently asked my 20-something colleague, when you think of a prune, what do you think of? What did he say? Isn't that something older people eat? No, that's a myth. To further highlight the terrible reputation of the prune, I was recently hiking with a friend. And as we were hiking, we stopped to take a break. He took out a bag of gorp. I took out a bag of prunes. He looked at me like I took out a bag of laxatives. Okay? I looked at him, what's wrong? He goes, are you constipated? He looked at me like I was a poster child for constipation. He even told me my prune looked like a turd. Prunes have a terrible reputation. The prune industry recognizes they have a bad reputation, and they actually lobbied the FDA to change their name from a prune to a dried plum. Because they saw a poll that Americans would buy and eat 90% more dried plums than prunes, even though they're the same thing. All in the name. But fellow Toastmasters, I think prunes get a bad rap. I think prunes should have more respect. I think we should eat more prunes for 3 reasons. 1, prunes are great for your diet. They really are. I love prunes. And that's because they're full of fiber, and they may give you a sense of fullness. I myself have a bag of these prunes right next to my lazy boy chair. I eat these things like potato chips. But unlike potato chips, if I was hungry and these were a bag of potato chips, I'd eat this bag of potato chips. I'd probably eat some cookies and then start in on the ice cream. That'd be like 1,200 calories before I'm full. With prunes, I can eat 5 prunes. That's like a brick in my system. I'm done. That's like 100 calories. I just saved myself over 1,000 calories. Prunes are great for your diet. Second reason why I think we should eat more prunes. Prunes are like a superfood. They're super nutritious. They're filled with vitamins and minerals. Vitamins A, B, C, K, potassium, magnesium, copper, zinc. They have lots of antioxidants, so they're a cancer preventer, and they're tremendous. They're great for bones, so they really slow down the process of osteoporosis. So prunes are a superfood. The third reason why I think we should eat prunes, more prunes, is because they simply taste great. Now, I love prunes. And prunes are sweet. They have a deep taste. And they have a chewy, sticky texture. They're really good. Although, every once in a while, there will be one that tastes like a piece of wood. But I figured that's high in fiber, and that is probably good for you. So prunes. Prunes will never have the reputation of the apple, the orange, or the banana. You will never get confused between a prune and an apple. You will never tell somebody they're the prune of your eye. You will never get confused between the sunny disposition of an orange and the disposition of a prune. Never. You might call your boss the big banana, but I wouldn't call him the big prune. So, I think we should eat more prunes. Prunes should have more respect because they're great for your diet, they're super nutritious, and they taste great. So the next time you're in the grocery store, don't just walk by these prunes and think of that bad reputation. I say you buy these prunes, you eat these prunes, you enjoy these prunes, and you will prosper in many ways. Madam Toastmaster.